Hi guys, just coming up to midday here. Thought have a quick look over the markets. The pound, yet again coming off that high from last week that we got Thursday and Friday. Also up at those highs, as we know, is the 200-day moving average. So I'd be keeping a watch on that. Really starting to hold things as a resistance level. Let me just get that back on for you. All there. So we've seen a bit of selling pressure in the pound. From those highs, just can't get above it basically, and as we go horizontally you can just see the importance of this whole zone, if you like. Elsewhere in currency land, let's have a quick look over at the euro. Still relatively range bound over the last few days. You can see here, I guess if we want that at the top, and we've got a really nice area of support, we're nicely above, I would call it sort of the midway zone. You can see we had nice support resistance here, then again a bit messy yes on Friday, but it's acted as a support point now. So for me that's as good a line in the sand as you could want right now. However, if we do push lower, this probably has to come now down to the pivot. So for me, a short below the pivot would make sense. I feel that could be the point where the sellers look to come back in, trying to target some of these lower levels. If we do continue to push on, then I guess, well, you can see why the higher the day is the higher the day, can't you? Nice strong resistance level from Thursday, back above there. I'll just be de-risking as we push to all these points. But for now, euro in control of the bulls, just based on the fact that we have found support on what was historically quite a nice level where prices reacted quite well to. The Aussie just pushing higher over the last hour or so, came down as equities came down, but basically the initial Asian session high on the open is turned into a support, and that's your line in the sand that I'd be focusing on. Have we got a trend line from those lows? No, probably more of a guide though. It might be worth having on. But yeah, I'd say below this point X really marks the spot where the sellers can look to gain some momentum to target maybe the low of the day, which again you can see is very consistent in a support point going back to Friday at 9 AM as well. If we are to push on, obviously high of the day should act as a bit of resistance before we get to the high that we had on Thursday, and also the beginning of the week there on the 7th, 6 days ago. I talked about the Aussie there just pushing higher not long ago. The S&P did the same. You can see here just on a previous level of support has turned out to be the next opportunity for the buyers to come in. That said, below there we may start to see a bit of a drift down, and I would say when we could expect potentially 31.71 to come in, to be honest. If we do continue to push higher and above that R1, I guess worth looking at the longer time frames and having a look at those highs that we had from the 8th of June, and also there the low, the 31st of Jan, really key level and zone as well that I would look to focus on there. Oil did push lower in early trade, and the pivot has held up as a resistance point. I'll be interested to see what happens on the open around 2 o'clock. For oil, but I'd say if we were to break above that pivot again, and maybe something like this trend, that could be the push to the upside, and looking at 40.33 to initially cap it. Below where we're trading, we're supported by a key level on Friday. That's also the low of the day. So yeah, if that breaks through, I guess it wouldn't be out of the question, especially with some volume, to expect 39.23 to come in. Anyway guys, hope you all have a great week ahead and also a nice weekend, and I'll catch you all later on.